Hello everyone, my name is Shivam Goel, and today I'm going to talk about a work called Novel Grid Worlds, a benchmark environment for detecting and adapting to novelties in open worlds. This work is in collaboration with myself, Gyan Tatia, Matthias Schutz, and Jipko Sinapul. The motivation behind this work is is as we can see on the video on our right. There's a robot which is trying to move itself into a footpath, and however, when it encounters a tree and tries to climb it, it just gets stuck and can't go any further. In modern AI systems, we should be equipping them with scenarios so that they can handle unknown, unseen situation when they are subjected to open worlds. Given a large body of work being done for the past few years in this direction, there is still not a lot of environments that have a cross agent and a cross platform support. So, therefore, in this work called Novel Grid Worlds, we present a gym environment which has a cross agent and a cross platform support. In this particular environment, we benchmark planning agents and learning agents. We also present a taxonomy of novelties, and we propose evaluation metrics for learning and planning agents' performances. In this environment, we have four different crafting tasks, which are inspired from a popular game called Minecraft, in which the agent has to collect items in the environment to craft things. And we call four of our tasks as Novel Grid World Bow version 0, Bow version 1, Pogo Stick version 0, and Pogo Stick version 1. In the first two environments, as the name says, the agent has to eventually craft a bow. And in the second, last two environments, the agent has to craft a poker stick. And the difficulty level just varies with version 0 to version 1. So now I talked about environments. I'm going to go in further detail about how our environment looks like. It's like a grid world environment. As you can see on the center, there's a grid world, which is surrounded by a pink colored wall, which basically encloses the arena. This is for visual purposes only 10 into 10, and the grid size could be changed. There is an agent which is facing east right now, and there are tree logs in the environment shown in orange, and there's a blue crafting table in the environment. The agent has to basically collect these trees and craft a bunch of things in order to craft the pogo stick. On the on the left hand side, we can see information about the steps, what agent is facing right now, what action it took, what's its selected item, how much reward it gets, what's the step cost, and whether the final task is solved or not. On the right-hand side, we see agent's inventory. Whatever the agent grabs and puts in its inventory is basically shown on the right-hand side chart. Like this, the agent completes the task of crafting a pogo stick. Now I've given an introduction about environment and what our crafting tasks are. Now I'm going to talk about what novelty is. Now, it's very important for us to define what novelty is. The way we define it is that anything new to the agent which the agent has never experienced before, nor it can derive it from some known experience. We call it as a novelty. And to characterize it further, we uh, we divide it into three different classes. Now these three different classes are based upon what we change in the environment. Now so we came up with three different things that we can change in the environment. The first thing that we change in the environment is state space. And this kind of novelty is called object novelty. By changing the state space, we introduce a new object in the environment that the agent has never seen before. The second kind of change that we do is a transition probability, and we call this novelty as an attribute novelty. And essentially, the existing items attribute changes in the environment. The third kind of change that we do is in the action space. We augment the existing action space with a new action that the agent has never interacted with it before, and therefore we call it as an action novelty. And to characterize each of these classes much further, and we divide it into three types known as beneficial, detrimental, and irrelevant. As the name signifies, beneficial novelty helps the agent to solve the task, so the agent has to learn to exploit it for its benefit. On the other hand, detrimental novelties the renders the task unsolvable or makes it more difficult for the agent to solve. The third category is the irrelevant novelty, which is just there and the agent has just to ignore it completely. Now we talked about novelties and the environment. Now I'm going to go into just one or two examples of showing what novelties we implemented. The first novelty we implemented is fence novelty, in which the existing items are surrounded by a fence, so the agent cannot access them anymore, and therefore the agent has to come up with a solution to access them. In this case, it just breaks it so that it can access that particular item. The second type of novelty, as an example, we'll show is a firewall novelty, in which the existing firewall in the environment changes into existing wall in the environment changes into a firewall, and therefore the agent now, if it just goes near the wall, it just dies. So therefore, it's a detrimental novelty and also an attribute novelty, because we are changing an attribute of the existing wall in the environment. We talked about all the novelties, and here is a whole flow chart which shows, here's a Venn diagram which shows all the novelties, object, action, and attribute that we implemented in novel rituals. There are total 12 novelties that we implemented in this scenarios. There's a particular aspect of novelty that I wanted to talk about was an axe to break novelty. Now this novelty falls under all three categories. This novelty works in a way in which you introduce an axe into the environment, and this axe the agent has to use to break the trees, and without using axe, it cannot break trees anymore. So therefore, it just changes the whole scenario of the environment, and it's a pretty hard novelty for the agents to solve. Now, to plug these environments into agents to show cross-platform support and cross-agent support, we implemented two different agents. One was the planning agent and the other was an RL agent. Now, the planning agent was implemented using diarc architecture. It parses the JSON which it receives from the environment and generates a problem and a domain PDDL file. It uses metric FF planner to find a plan to solve the task. The plan is executed using an action executor implemented in the architecture. At each time step, the agent updates its memory based on the information it receives from the environment and uses that to detect novelty and adapt to it. The second agent that we implemented was a learning agent, and to represent the state in this agent, what we did was that we implemented a LiDAR beam in which the agent sent beams at 45-degree angles to all the objects in the environment and found out the distance from itself. And we augmented it with an inventory vector in which the agent stored how much valuable items it has in its inventory. And we had a discrete action set, and the reward was given when the agent solved the final task. And the reward was a small reward was also given when the agent collected some items in the environment. Now to evaluate these performances, we came up with two different evaluation metrics. One is the task solving metrics, and the other is a novelty metrics. In task solving metrics is basically how the agent solves the whole task. The first thing which signifies it is the completion steps, which is the number of steps the agent takes to complete the task. And the success rate is the percentage of times the agent solves the task. The novelty metrics are basically the detection rate, which is a binary value, whether the novelty is detected in a trial or not. And the adaptation performance, which is M1, it's the action cost that the agent accumulates in the pre-novelty scenario uh, with a ratio of the action cost in the post-novelty scenario. Note that adaptation performance measure is only restricted to planning agents evaluation. Here are the results that we get from the planning agent. And as we can see that in the default scenario, the metric M1 is 1. And in the fence scenario, in all the cases, the metric increases, which shows that this is a detrimental novelty and the agent has a difficulty in solving it. So it takes more action cost. Here are the results we get from the RL agent. We basically trained the RL agent from 1.8 million time steps to achieve a pretty good performance of 92% accuracy, and then injected these three different novelties. And as you can see, the green line shows the firewall novelty, as I discussed before. And firewall novelty, the agent fails miserably and is unable to solve the task anymore. So to conclude, we present a benchmarking environment for novelty adapting and detecting agents. We present a framework which has a cross-agent and cross-platform support. We characterize novelty into a rich taxonomy. We also present evaluation metrics for evaluating planning and learning agents. For future work, we would like to include multi-agent support in the environment. We would like to include a visual observation space. And we would also like to include dynamic novelties. That's the end of my presentation. Thank you for watching it. You can use the Gym novel grid worlds using this environment link, and there is an agent link also, which can be used to see how we can connect the environment with different agents. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us on these two email IDs. And yeah, thank you so much for listening to me. Hope you have a good day.